The founder of a mental health charity, sane, called Marjorie Wallace, has attacked Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. Why? Because Meghan has dared to speak about her sufferings at the hands of the institution of the monarchy, of the firm, detailing her thoughts of taking her own life, detailing her suicidal thoughts, my family. Because of that, she has been attacked by a founder of a mental health charity for daring to tell her story. My family, what is the point of mental health, advocating for mental health, if someone cannot tell their own story? What's the point, really? Because, my family, even the person she was speaking to, her name is Rachel Johnson, the former Prime Minister's Boris Johnson's sister, Rachel Johnson, who also played a huge part in causing pain to Meghan Markle, and even attacked Meghan's mother, Doria Raglan, in an article that she wrote for the Daily Mail. That is the person that was interviewing the founder of a mental health charity, saying, my family, Rachel Johnson. Please hear what Rachel Johnson said about Meghan Markle, that even Harry himself talked about it in the Me You Can't See, talked about the racist dog whistles used by Rachel Johnson in an article that she wrote for the Daily Mail. My family, please hear this. Writing in a column for the Mail on Sunday in 2016, titled, Sorry Harry, but your beautiful daughter has failed my mom test, Johnson described Meghan as an actress with a rich and exotic DNA, which would thicken the royal family's watery, thin blue blood. She also described Meghan's mother, Doria Raglan, as a dreadlocked African-American lady from the wrong side of the track who lives in LA. And even the sorest spinster has to admit the 35-year-old actress is extremely easy on the eye. That is the woman that the founder of a mental health charity in the UK spoke to. And they were once again joined together, each other in attacking Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex. My family. But before the topic of conversation was about Meghan, before she was asked to give a comment on Meghan Markle talking about her suffering, I want you to hear what Marjorie Wallace said about mental health. Please hear this before they began talking about Meghan Markle. Kindly please hear this, my family.
Mental illness, mental pain, you don't have morphine. You have no way, really, of dealing it except often telling your story, believing your story. Mental illness, mental pain, you don't have morphine. You have no way, really, of dealing it except often telling your story, believing your story.
My family, you've heard that. That there's no morphine for dealing with mental health struggles. But oftentimes, telling your story is the best way of dealing with mental health struggles. That is what Marjorie Wallace, the founder of a mental health charity in the UK said. But then hear what she said when the conversation became about Meghan Markle. And think about this. She is speaking to a woman who has also contributed to the attacks towards Meghan Markle, the racist attacks towards Meghan, and even Meghan's mom, Doria Ragland, as I've shared with all of you. She speaks to Rachel Johnson, who is interviewing her, and they're both attacking Meghan Markle. My family, please hear this. Meghan is a victim of abuse. Meghan is a victim of racism, even from Rachel Johnson herself. Meghan is a victim of a 6-year-long smear campaign. Meghan is a woman who thought about taking her own life after the abuse had gotten so badly to the point that it affected her mental health. My family, that is exactly what had happened. My family. At the time, even when you read Harry's memoir Spare, please hear what Harry had to say. And I quote, "When my wife and I fled this place, the UK, in fear of our sanity and physical safety, I was not sure when I'd ever come back. When my wife and I fled this place in fear of our sanity and physical safety, yet a mental health charity founder attacks Meghan for sharing her story. It's always Meghan that they go after. It's always Meghan that they accuse of playing the victim card. Yes, she is the victim, even a victim of the same person who she speaks to, Rachel Johnson, because Rachel Johnson attacked Meghan as well and caused Meghan so much distress. And even Harry spoke about that racist article from Rachel Johnson that caused Harry, and especially Meghan, because the target was Meghan, so much pain. Harry spoke about that. Those racist dog whistle in the me you can't see. That's how much it affected them. But somehow, after being attacked, they expect for Harry and Meghan to keep their mouth shut. More so, Meghan Markle, their target. My family, Meghan will not be silenced. Please kindly hear this, what Marjorie Wallace said. But first of all, this person should not be anywhere near a mental health charity. The first part, she said the right thing. Please hear what happened when the conversation became about Meghan Markle. Please hear this.
Can I ask, I mean, we're all processing, to use a Vogue phrase, the Netflix series on Meghan and Harry, in which Meghan talks about suicide and her suicidal ideation. Do you think that was advisable?
I don't like to condemn anyone. I mean, I'll tell you what I don't really like, and this is nothing to do with the Netflix series, is that I don't like victimhood, and I've never played it myself in my life. I mean, at least I hope I've never played it. I mean, yes, you can have I have had terrible times, and with the children, with my life, with my divorce, with all kinds of terrible things. But I don't really think that playing the victim card helps, whatever you're a victim of. And I don't really always respect people who take victimhood as a career. I think that's not my sort of stoic philosophy. I think you've got to find ways of living with whatever disability, disadvantage you have. And everyone has it, whether they're privileged or whether they're poor.
My mother.
My family, and before the conversation was about Meghan Markle, please hear this. My family,
mental illness, mental pain, you don't have morphine. You have no way, really, of dealing it except often telling your story, believing your story. Mental illness, mental pain, you don't have morphine. You have no way, really, of dealing it except often telling your story, believing.
My family, you've heard both clips. You've heard them both times, my family. Apparently, when it comes to Meghan Markle, everyone is entitled to share their story. Everybody is entitled to tell their story. Everybody else who has mental health struggles should tell their story. Except when it comes to Meghan Markle. That's victimhood. Victimhood. Everyone else can tell their story except Meghan Markle. Their target of abuse. Their target of racism. Everyone else can tell their story except Meghan Markle. My family, that is called the dehumanization of Meghan Markle that is ongoing to this day. Because clearly, they haven't really stopped, my family. And we must, fight what is happening. We must fight what is happening. And we must be able to call this out. We must be able to call this out. This woman, Marjorie Wallace, should be nowhere near a mental health charity. Meghan is not playing the victim. Meghan is the victim of a 6-year-long smear campaign. She's a victim of racism from the woman who is interviewing her. Rachel Johnson. Meghan is a victim of that. And I just read you what Rachel Johnson said about Meghan Markle. Those racist dog whistles. So my family, when I see a charity mental health founder blasting Meghan Markle, apparently everyone else, it's okay when they share their story. But except Meghan Markle, whom is their target of abuse and smears, somehow it's okay when it's everyone, except when it's Meghan Markle. They must stop dehumanizing Meghan Markle. And even someone said this, my family, on Twitter. Every year, I pick a new charity to support. I will not support a charity called Sane, whose founder is this Marjorie Wallace. They call themselves an organization that is meant to support people struggling with mental health. It is disturbing that they are so quick to want to silence a woman of color, Meghan Markle, who suffered from suicidal ideations and depression because of press abuse. Press abuse. That is what Meghan endured. That is what the world saw. That is what I saw. That is what you saw. That is what the world has seen. Even in the Harry and Meghan documentary, the world saw it. Meghan begging for her life because of death threats. My family, in the Harry and Meghan documentary. Because of what the press has done. Lied so much about Meghan Markle. Smeared them for 6 long years. The point that they put Harry and Meghan's lives in danger. Somehow everyone can talk except Meghan Markle. People like Marjorie Wallace should be nowhere near any mental health charity. Nowhere. Nowhere, nowhere, nowhere. Even someone called Phoenix said this, that how can a founder of a mental health organization even think of using the victim card against somebody that shared their experience, I think that they just sank their organization. And indeed, they have. My family, indeed, they have. And the thing is, a couple of years back, when Prince Harry was sharing his experience of grief, posted a tweet saying this, that, at Countess saying, praises Prince Harry for speaking about his experience of grief, saying it's done more good than many, many campaigns. The Guardian, back in 2017, Prince Harry's grief revelations drew praise from mental health experts. Sane also posted, a tweet years back in 2017 saying this: the royal family support will help fight the stigma of mental health. As our CEO, spoke to a media outlet, Prince William, his wife Kate Middleton, and brother Prince Harry lend their support to a campaign to encourage people to talk openly about mental health issues. And now that Harry and Meghan have done just that, this woman, Marjorie Wallace, is accusing Meghan of playing the victim. After doing just that, my family. Now that Prince Harry won't bow to the UK press, now that Prince Harry won't entertain one bit the UK tabloid media, now he's being called names. Now even they have accused Harry of being kidnapped by a cult of psychotherapy right now, because Harry has been so open about his mental health struggles. My family. No one who speaks that way should be ever be anywhere near a mental health charity. Someone said this, that they are willing to put out these inflammatory statements about Meghan at the detriment of people who are in need of mental help. They do not care who they hurt. Someone said that the founder has proactively othered the millions of people living with mental health issues, problems, and disorders. She trivialized, prevention of suicide, and labeled seeking help as nothing more than playing the victim. My family, what hate and racism can do to a person, really. That they forget that they are the founders of a mental health charity. What hate and racism can do to a person. What hate and racism can do to a person. The point that they forget that they are, the founders of a mental health charity. She trivialized the prevention of suicide and labeled seeking help as nothing more than playing the victim. Marjorie Wallace should be nowhere near any mental health charity. Nowhere near. My family, someone called Anne said this, that I think this woman values her connections to the royal family over people's mental health. What a dreadful message for this charity to put out. And she actually in the past said this, and I quote, "We believe no one affected by mental illness should be alone when they face crisis, distress, or despair. Now, she's saying that Meghan is playing the victim. After Meghan spoke about wanting to seek help and it being denied, after Meghan said that she wanted to check into a mental institution, but the firm said no because it will look bad on them. And she's saying that Meghan is playing the victim. Someone like this should not be anywhere near a mental health charity. And actually, she has a CBE, a royal honor from the royal family. Who could have thought? Who could have thought, really? Who could have thought? It's clear why they're doing what they're doing right now. She has a CBE, my family. That tells you, why she's once again bad-mouthing and insulting Meghan Markle. This tells you why she's doing just that. And it is just really so disgraceful what we are seeing happening. And there's also an article whereby it shows her alongside Charles back in 2003, my family. Back then in 2003, my family. That tells you of their connections to the royal family. That tells you about that 100%. People like this should be nowhere near a mental health charity. And then you have another article saying that Prince of Wales International Centre for Sane Research. So clearly, it appears that she may be funded by the royal family. Hear this, please. In 1994, Wallace raised over £6 million to build a new research centre. The Prince of Wales International Centre for Sane Research, with donations from the Silas family, and the Prince Turki, Al Faisal, and the Sultan of Brunei. The center promotes and hosts multidisciplinary teams researching and investigating the causes of psychosis. It was opened by Prince Charles in 2003. My family. You begin to understand exactly what is happening. You begin to understand even more. And you don't really have to dig deep, really. Hear this, please, also. Now, following the launch of the charity, Wallace recruited support for SANE from key figures in medicine, science, business industry, and the media, including Prince Charles as its first patron. My family. Now we know where all of this comes from, really. Now we know where all of this comes from. They don't want to lose their contacts in the British royal family. So they badmouth Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, even knowing, really, that what the firm did to Meghan Markle was wrong. They just think that Meghan should just take it. That is what they think. Meghan is not your scapegoat. The age of slavery is over, and it's high time they understand and finally accept that. It's high time they understand and accept that 100%. Now, someone called Lena said this, that shame on you. Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, went through depression and suicidal ideations because of the disgusting abuse she was facing, and you are now contributing to her harassment. Your organization is a joke and deserves no support, not serious at all. Now, someone else said that you are dangerous. You should not be allowed to call yourself a mental health charity. How can you let this stand? Suicidal ideations, trauma, bullying, racism, and now you're saying that a victim is playing the victim card. Shameless. Someone said that, my family. You know, someone said that. This charity should not be operational, or at least operated by someone whose founder speaks in this way, in this manner. You know? Someone called Jessica said this, that this is why many white-led mental health institutions like this are not safe spaces for people of color, especially black people. How are you going to tell a person who consistently and publicly battles racial hostility and sexist vitriol to stop playing the victim? Yesterday, a couple of days ago, or weeks ago, back in December, we saw what Jeremy Clarkson said about Meghan Markle. Basically, incited violence against Meghan Markle. Yet someone is saying, Meghan, don't play the victim. Yet we saw the vitriol spewed at her by Jeremy Clarkson. Here we have seen what Piers Morgan and the other carnival or so-called experts have been doing. People like even Rachel Johnson, who is interviewing her. And then she said, Meghan, don't play the victim. My family, people like this should be nowhere near mental health charities. People like this should be nowhere near a mental health charity, my family. You know? Even people, you know, who don't even like Meghan have seen the amount of abuse she has had to take from the media. But a mental health organization has the guts to say that her reaction to being abused is playing the victim card. You know? And the firm, William and Kim Wilson, who call themselves mental health advocates, are once again quiet to this. My family, they keep on proving that they, Kate, William, and the other members of the firm, should be nowhere near any mental health charity whatsoever. Nowhere near any mental health charity whatsoever. Someone said that, what type of charity are you to tell someone who wanted to take her own life to stop playing the victim? Shame on you. This organization is a fraud and the world needs to know about it. You know? Indeed, indeed, indeed. You know? Is Marjorie Wallace fit to be a CEO of a mental health charity? An investigation must be opened on how many women she turned away from helping them, claiming they're acting or not believing them. This sounds like a pattern from her. Is she in this for money? Is this a business? Someone asked the question. My family. It's clear that she has been sent by the firm to attack Meghan Markle based on her links and her associations with members of the firm. People like this should be nowhere near any mental health charity whatsoever. They should be nowhere near any mental health charity whatsoever. My family. Now, I want your opinion, my family, on this, what just happened right now. My family, I want your opinion on what just happened. The founder of this charity accused a woman, Meghan, of playing the victim when she was suffering from suicidal ideations. Who does that? Who does that, my family? Who does that? She should be nowhere near any mental health charity. I'm saying clearly, is not a charity, my family. And the person that was interviewing her was Rachel Johnson, a woman who also harassed, abused Meghan Markle, media abuse that contributed to the decline in both Harry and Meghan's mental health. My family, Marjorie Wallace should be nowhere near this mental health charity. Nowhere. She should distance herself from this, especially after this disgusting, vile comments that she made about Meghan Markle. You know, they can't hide or control their racism towards Meghan. My family, their hate won't win. And my family, the squad, members of the squad are already calling them out for this. Members of the squad are already calling them out for this. And I love to see this. I love to see this 100%, my family. Now, tell me your opinions on this kindly. With that, and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and support our Evergreen family on YouTube. My family, to those experiencing mental health struggles, I advise you to speak up. Talk to someone, a friend, a sister, a brother. If you're not comfortable, speak to a friend. If you aren't comfortable, go to someone you are comfortable speaking to. Please. Speak up when you're facing mental health struggles. Don't listen to frauds like this person, Marjorie Wallace, who calls herself, someone who's the founder of a mental health charity, yet she speaks this disgusting language. My family, condemning those who dare to speak up when they experience mental health struggles like Meghan Markle. My family, don't listen to Marjorie Wallace. Speak up. Talk. When you're facing any mental health struggle, I advise you to speak to someone. Speak to anyone, my family. Hate will never win. Meghan continues to thrive despite this UK media and these racist trolls continue to go after her. Meghan still continues to thrive and succeed, my family. And that's how she'll continue to be. Kindly stay tuned to our next video. Love you always and forever. And thank you to members of the squad who called this person, Marjorie Wallace, out. Stay tuned to our next video. Love you always and forever. My family, love you always and forever. Hello, members of Sussex Family TV. First of all, I want to say thank you for all your support that you give us to our channel. We don't take it for granted that you support this channel. I want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for lending out your support and fighting against injustices, supporting Prince Harry and Meghan, showing them love. Love will always triumph over evil, and for that I say thank you. Good will always prevail over bad. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much for joining this community, this amazing community of Sussex Family TV. I love you so much, family, from the bottom of my heart, and I wish you all the best. May you have a great day, and I hope that you enjoyed this video and learned a lot of things. With that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. Leave a comment below, like and subscribe. Love you, family, always and forever. Sayonara.